Welcome to the Oorah Factor,
your source for military news and politics.
Today we start off with some news that just happened yesterday and the day before, and it's the General McChrystal story.
Now, we all know what happened. McChrystal, in a Rolling Stones article, talked about how Obama was disengaged in their conversation about the future of Afghanistan.
What it was called in the report is that apparently McChrystal disparaged both Biden and Obama.
And for that, Obama told McChrystal to report to the White House. His future as a general would be decided there. He, in fact, before he got there, resigned so he wouldn't get fired.
It would just be a better way to go out, basically.
And now they've replaced him with Petraeus. Now, we all know who Petraeus is. He was NATO commander for all forces in Iraq from, is it 03 to 07?
I think so, yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah. The funny thing about this is, this was George Bush's main general. So, if you go and watch the news, like CNN, MSNBC, the works, you'll find out that a lot of the media on there, which is usually, like to say, is pretty liberal, will say that this was a brilliant idea by President Obama, but really, before President Obama was even elected, they were actually accusing and criticizing General Petraeus of just doing a poor job, and now they think it's just a great idea, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes, and then last year they were talking to, actually this was before Obama was president, you guys can look up on YouTube, when Obama was a senator, he was in fact questioning Petraeus in his confidence in Iraq. They had no confidence at all in Petraeus' leadership abilities, but now they've put him as a general and NATO commander. That's our administration for you guys. That's all it is.
That's the news right now. But now we're going to do a little segment just so you guys can get a feel of where we're coming from and why we may not really understand the administration right now and disagree with them. We're going to, right now I guess we'll do something that's still happening. It's the oil spill.
The oil spill.
We all know that there was the oil spill. It wasn't the president's fault, obviously.
Obviously.
But this is a huge but. The way he's handling it now, after the spill, it's just not going well. Instead of punishing BP after they get done cleaning up their mess, he's doing it before, which means they're going to need to find a lot of money to pay the government and all the other organizations and people that need the money to them, like fishermen and all that. And instead of what they should do is actually the government should find people like the fishermen and all that, have BP hire them and have them clean up the mess and get all oil out and then punish them.
The Dutch had a similar problem a few years ago, and they built a machine that was able to pick up oil, and they offered the president, hey, we got these machines, they're ready to go, just give us the word. And what the president did, he denied them. He said, no, we don't need them. He said, because there could be another oil spill somewhere else. You know what that's saying? That's pretty much like saying, hey, we can't send the fire truck to your burning house because someone else's house may catch on fire.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Okay. And another thing, you would think, this covers everyone. You would think with a government organization that at least one person would know how to at least get to the, start really fixing the problem. They're just toying around right now with whatever they can find, and it's ridiculous, I think. I mean, it's really ridiculous. I guess we're going to go to another reason why we don't really like Obama's administration right now.
Just so everybody knows, we're conservative, but we're open to liberal views.
Yeah,
basically. So,
Okay. What we're going to do now
is,
we're going to go back in time a little bit, and it's called the stimulus bill.
Package.
Yeah, the stimulus bill or package, whatever you prefer to call it.
And here's, some of you guys are definitely going to disagree with why we think some of this is wasteful spending, and this is what we want you to do. Go to our page, put comments on there, We want to know what you think. We want to know what you think so we can get you some answers. Send us videos. Send us anything you want. Comment, everything. We're open.
Okay, when I mean wasteful, or when we, the reason why we go back to the stimulus package is that there was a lot of things that the stimulus bill really, a lot of the money just didn't really need to go to certain things. And what this is going to be called is, this little segment here is called wasteful spending.
My first thing is the first thing we see on the computer right here: $600 million to buy hybrid vehicles for federal employees.
You don't need
a car. Like, if you want a hybrid, go out and buy you one. Don't spend $600 million on hybrid vehicles for your friends.
Yeah,
right?
Basically, that's what it's really about. Another waste in the stimulus package is, I'm seeing here, $650 million for the digital television converter box coupon program.
I mean,
why do you need?
We don't even need digital to begin with. I mean,
I'm happy with regular TV.
Set up cable with the rabbit ears. I mean, come on. But
that's analog, by the way.
Oh, that's my bad. Anyway, here's a big one for me now. We are military. We are all military. We are all for everything. I mean, I'm pretty much making a commitment this year to join the Marine Corps. He's making a commitment down the road to join the Marine Corps. Officer program. But this is something that Obama spent on the Coast Guard. He spent $88 million for the Coast Guard, not to buy one, but to design, a new polar ice-breaking ship.
Why do you need $88 million for, like,
and you do realize that the Coast Guard in their fleet right now has 6 icebreakers. You don't need another one.
You really don't. Okay, let's look at another one here.
Here's a great one. $1 billion for the 2010 census, which already had a projected cost overrun of $3 billion.
And here's one of the bigger ones. This is a $6 billion grant to turn federal buildings into green buildings. Now, I know there's some of you out there that are you just love the trees and the environment and all that, but you don't spend $6 billion on federal buildings.
Buildings don't pollute. They can't give off CO2 emissions. It's not like a car. You can't drive a building. I mean, here's one that gets under me. $1.2 billion for youth activities, including summer job programs. Well, granted, I got a summer job this year. A lot of people are out of work. But, I mean, kids don't really need jobs nowadays.
What I don't understand about the $1.2 billion for the youth activities in the jobs is that if a kid wants a job, why don't you go look for it yourself? Why does all this money have to go into summer job programs? I guess it's like camps and stuff, which is okay, but again, if you're a youth and you want a job, go do it yourself. That's called responsibility.
Next segment. Healthcare fail. Healthcare plan is a great thing if you want to give people free healthcare.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be actually great. But all this is doing is giving people who are unemployed excuses not to work. What is the main reason most people work for a living? Healthcare, car, house, things like that. Well, healthcare is a big one. If you take out their healthcare expenses, they're not going to work. They're going to go live in the hospital. I mean, it's like, hey, give me 2 shots of penicillin in a bed. I mean,
what this means is, with free healthcare comes limits. What these limits means is that if you need a procedure done, and you have a set amount of, money designated towards your, healthcare and all that, and you need a massive procedure done, you better come up with your money yourself, or you don't get the procedure and you could die.
Also, the healthcare bill isn't free healthcare. Me and my mother talked about this the other day. We thought we may get it, and she thought it was actually a pretty good thing until she found out that the federal government can look at your bank statements. If you make over a certain amount of income a year, free healthcare does not apply to you. See, now it doesn't apply to us. So if I needed heart surgery, I still got to pay the $250,000 everybody else has to pay. But if I was on welfare,
another huge thing that always gets argued about is the fact that this healthcare bill would not only do all that, but it'll also pay for the killing, the murdering of unborn kids, also called abortion.
One of the things Bush did when he first got in office was put a ban on after 6-month abortions. Now, if y'all don't know what that is after the fetus or embryo has developed hands, eyes, lungs, all of that.